the world on the edge of a trade war? Is this an act of war? Well, Trump has arrived, but has he also ushered in uncertainty in the world? Does he really want to end the Russia-Ukraine war, or is he only keen on the rare minerals deal with Zelensky? After all, he's not a regular politician. He is a businessman first. Well, you're watching Decoding Now with me, Meghna Deka, and it's time to decode Trump's words and actions and the impact that it will have on India and the world. Well, some warn that this is just the trailer. Picture abhi baki hai. So let's start with the Russia-Ukraine war. It looks like a game of chess where neither player knows what the rules are. President Trump is confident that he can end the war in a day. But Ukrainian President Zelensky says that a peace deal to end the Ukraine-Russia war is still very, very far away. Watch this.
До угоди про закінчення війни ще дуже далеко. Ніхто всі ці кроки не розпочав. Мир, який ми будемо передбачати в майбутньому, повинен бути справедливим, чесним, а головне сталий мир.
Well, now President Trump says that this is the worst statement that could have been made by Zelensky, and America will not put up with it for much longer. In fact, he has warned that Zelensky won't be around for very long if a ceasefire deal with Russia isn't reached. Listen into the threat yourself.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it takes two to tango, and you're going to have to make a deal with Russia, and you're going to have to make a deal with Ukraine. You're going to have the assent, and you're going to have the consent from the European nations, because I think that's important, and from us. I think everybody has to get into a room, so to speak, and we have to make a deal. And the deal can be made very fast. It should not be that hard a deal to make. It could be made very fast. Now, maybe somebody doesn't want to make a deal. And if somebody doesn't want to make a deal, I think that person won't be around very long. That person will not be listened to very long because I believe that Russia wants to make a deal. I believe certainly the people of Ukraine want to make a deal.
Now, this statement comes right after the powwow that we had seen between Trump and Zelensky at the Oval Office. And after the verbal blows came another bitter blow, a pause in US aid to Ukraine. So what does Ukraine stand to lose? Let's break it down for you and tell you a bit about the military aid which is given by the US to Ukraine before it is being paused. Air defense systems are being provided to Ukraine by the US. Over 200 howitzers have been given. Over 40 rocket launchers have been provided. Over 10,000 javelins have been given. 500 million rounds of small ammunition and grenades have been given by the US to Ukraine so far. 20 Soviet-designed Mi-17 military helicopters have been given as well. 31 Abrams most advanced heavy tanks which are available have also been given to Ukraine. In addition to that, you have Bradley fighting vehicles, armored personnel carriers, so on and so forth. Since the war started, the US has given around $69 billion of aid, military support to Ukraine. This is since 2022 February invasion by Russia. Now, Trump administration has ordered a freeze on all its aid to Kyiv. After all, Trump says, why should America pay billions for a war in another continent when even European nations aren't paying so much? What are the European nation pays? Well, let's show you in a graphical format. While you have that big dole going out from US, Germany has so far given about $13.6 billion. UK has given $10.8 billion. Denmark's given $8.1 billion. Netherlands has given $6.3 billion. Sweden stands at $5 billion. Poland at $3.9 billion. France has given $3.8 billion, and Canada has given $2.8 billion to Ukraine. So Europe as a whole has spent about $138.7 billion on Ukraine, while the United States alone has spent about $119.7 billion. By the way, Russia has also reacted to the US pausing military aid to Ukraine, terming it as the best hope for peace. But that's not all. There's more. Trump's tariffs have also kicked in now. 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico. Now, Mexico has said that we are prepared with Plan B. We'll have to wait and watch. There's also 25% tariffs which have been announced on imports from Canada, to which Canada has said they will also reciprocate with 25% tariff on US goods on their part. Remember, when it comes to Chinese imports, there was already a 10% tariff which was levied, now another 10%, so making it 20% tariff which has been levied on Chinese imports in the US. China has said there's going to be retaliatory tariffs on US products as well, and countermeasures that they are looking into. So there are several reactions which have been coming in. In fact, this is an interesting one. You have billionaire investor Warren Buffett, who is someone who usually stays away from the political controversies. This time around, he's come out and called it an act of war by the American administration. In fact, he said, I'm going to quote him verbatim here, "Tariffs are an act of war to some extent. Over a period of time, they are tax on goods. I mean, the tooth fairy ain't paying them." Then what? You always ask in economics, then what? So the question is, will India be next on US's target? Let's tell you what India's done so far to try and duck reciprocal tariffs from America. First thing that they have done, remember the Prime Minister had himself gone to the Washington DC and met President Trump. It has been decided that India is going to hike the import of US energy from $15 billion as it presently stands to $25 billion. Second thing that India is looking into is reducing tariffs on US imports, such as imports coming in on electronics, medical equipment and chemicals. However, here's the rider. India is not willing to concede when it comes to agricultural imports. India is saying they are not willing to reduce the tariff on agricultural imports from America, since it's going to directly affect the Indian farmers. Remember, if the tariffs are reduced, then it is possible that American agricultural products will become cheaper than the Indian products. This is going to directly harm the Indian farmers. Well, we'll have to wait and see if the chemistry between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump will ensure that we get the arithmetics right. Let us know what you think in the comment section.